I'm deeply troubled that a very vague, emotionally stated, semi-theologically defined diagnosis of the central global menace is obscuring our national ability to comprehend the historically unprecedented challenge which is being posed in our time by a massive global political awakening, and thus is obstructing our ability to deal effectively with the global political turmoil that this awakening is generating.
Something to say to your constituents, sir? That's all? Stop spending our money. No cap and trade. No to cap and trade. No cap and trade. No cap and trade. No cap and trade. No cap and trade.
And I want to thank them for all the great writing that got me fired. And the Emmy is giving maybe not as much for writing as for attitude, because freedom of expression and freedom of speech aren't really important unless they're heard. So the freedom of hearing is just about as important as the freedom of speaking. And it's hard for me to stay silent when I keep hearing that peace is only attainable through war. And there's nothing more scary than watching ignorance in action. So I dedicate this Emmy to all people who feel compelled to speak out and not afraid to speak to power and won't shut up and refuse to be silent. One last thought. And there's one word that exists in every language on the face of the earth, in every society from the time of man began to speak, and the word is truth. It exists in every language and means exactly the same thing. I'd like to remind us what it is. Truth is what you get other people to believe. Thank you.
My name is Catherine Bragg, and I am from Novato, California. I'm also a small business owner. Right now, 90% of the businesses in the United States help support this financial system that we have in place. Right. Small businesses like myself. Thank you. Thank you to everybody out there. This room is full of a lot of small businesses and entrepreneurs, and our concern is that we do right now play by the rules, we pay our taxes, and we help out in every way we can by being productive every day. Now, the problem I have is that both sides of the political aisle have tried to put reformation on health care out there for years, and nobody has done anything until today, and now it's being rammed down our throats. Now, I have contacted your office in the past when I have opposed anything, and I get back the standard email that says, "Thank you for your support." That's a bunch of bull. When I speak in opposition, I expect respect. We've called your office, and your staff has told us that you know best when I oppose it. Now, right now in California, as a small business owner, I could use tort reform. As a small business owner, I could use competition. There are 1,300 insurance companies in the United States, and 6 of them, I can only use 6 in California. If you open it up to competition, like I experience in my business, competition makes me better. And in the end, I do not try to overcharge anybody. I don't try to gouge anybody. If you let the free market system work, everybody could have insurance. Thank you.
Homeland security begins with hometown security. That's why I'm pleased that Walmart is helping to make our communities more safe and secure. If you see something suspicious in the parking lot or in the store, say something immediately. Report suspicious activity to your local police or sheriff. If you need help, ask a Walmart manager for assistance. Thank you for doing your part to help keep our hometowns safe.
I bring a message from your master, Marcus Licinius Crassus, commander of Italy. By command of his most merciful excellency, your lives are to be spared. Slaves you were, and slaves you remain. But the terrible penalty of crucifixion has been set aside on the single condition that you identify the body or the living person of the slave called Spartacus.
I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus!
As the all-seeing eye of the government tries to take care of us, and since it believes we are subjects incapable of taking care of our own health, nowhere in the Constitution is the federal government given the enumerated privilege to make a power grab and control the nation's health. The Constitution sets limits on what dictates of pain the federal government is allowed to inflict on the rest of us. George Washington didn't fight the redcoats so people would be the subjects of a new, oppressive, untrustworthy federal bureaucracy. And the colonists didn't die in the War of Independence so a health care czar could have the rule over us. It is an unconstitutional abuse of power to nationalize American health care and trust the government with our health.
My name is David, and I'm from Camas, Washington.
Hi, David.
And first of all, I want to let everybody know, since this is the thing tonight, that I'm a Marine Corps vet.
Thank you, David.
And like you, I did swear an oath to defend my Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Now, I heard you say tonight about educating our children, indoctrinating our children, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I just say indoctrinating.
Stay away from my kids. I heard you say that you're going to let us keep our health insurance. Well, thank you. It's not your right to decide whether or not I keep my current plan or not. That's my decision. Now, I've heard recently in the media, you and some other people on the national political stage call us brown shirts because we oppose it.
No, I did not. What I said was, and I've apologized for it.
Okay, well, thanks for apologizing, but I won't speak to you, then I'll speak to others. But I'll remind you, a little history lesson. The Nazis were the National Socialist Party. They were leftists. They took over the finance. They took over the car industry. They took over health care in that country. Nancy Pelosi wants to find a swastika. Maybe the first place she should look is the sleeve of her own arm. Now, what I want to know is, you've done a lot of things that violate your constitutional oath, as you know. What I want to know is, as a Marine, as a disabled veteran that served this country, I have kept my oath. Do you ever intend to keep yours?
Mr. Speaker, if you're at home and you were sort of flipping channels between the football games and C-SPAN, and you flipped on and only heard the majority party, you'd think, wow, what a great plan. I mean, really. You'd think people are just going to fall all over themselves, and all these adjectives and declarative statements, it just sounds wonderful. Until you look inside that bill, and you find handcuffs. Now, I'm not talking about figurative handcuffs. I'm talking about criminal penalties. Criminal penalties that have been mentioned by the gentleman from Texas, criminal penalties that have been mentioned time and again on this floor. We've heard from the best and the brightest all afternoon, and not a one of them have answered why it is you have to criminalize people to coax them into a plan that's fabulous.
Okay, so why are you here today?
Because I want my daughter to have a healthy future, one that won't leave her no options or ruin her health in the future.
So you think this health care plan is taking the country in the wrong direction?
Absolutely, absolutely. A health care plan that would support abortion and euthanasia, that's the wrong direction for Americans.
So at this point, you think we still need some kind of reform, but this is definitely not the right brand that we need?
I'm not convinced how much reform we need. I think when we say we need reform, we're allowing them to steer the argument.
So what is your trust level in the federal government at this point?
Zero.
And
I don't mean that facetiously. I mean, they've proven time and time and time again they cannot run programs.
So if Harry Mitchell was here right now and you could tell him one thing, what would you say?
What I would tell him is my congressman, Frank, is going to vote against this garbage. And he's going to protect his constituents. That's what I'd like to tell him.
And I need to ask you, which insurance company sent you here today?
No insurance company. My belief in America as a free country brought me here today.
So nobody sent you down here today? No one paid you to be here?
Absolutely not.
You're here on your own
I will never look at my daughter and tell her I gave up. I'm fighting for her future.
Great. Thank you very much. Okay, so why are you guys here today?
I'm here because I wanted my children to live under freedom and liberty and capitalism, not socialism.
And so do you think this health care bill is bad news for America?
Absolutely. Yes, I've read it and it's awful.
You've read the whole bill? You've actually read this bill?
I've not read every word of it, and it'll put you to sleep. It's so poorly written. But I've read all the analysis of it.
He's an attorney.
House Rule 3200, and it is socialism, 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 and I will not allow my children to live under socialism.
So if Harry Mitchell was here right now standing in front of you, what would you tell him?
I would
vote no.
I would ask him if he really is a socialist or not. I've asked him that before. He says he isn't, but if he isn't a socialist, how in the world could he be supporting this socialized medicine bill?
And if he does vote for this bill, what do you think should happen?
He will not be reelected.
He'll never be reelected there.
His job is on the line. You might want to say that.
Okay. And let me ask you a really important question. Which industry sent you here today?
Me, myself, and I.
Retirement.
It's called being a citizen of the United States of America. That's why we're here. So
in a constitutional republic, citizen is the highest office.
So nobody paid you to be here?
No.
Nobody paid us?
I'm a hired thug.
So worked all week for the privilege to be here.
Yep, me too.
Worked all week for the privilege to be here. And don't want to see other people's freedom and the ability to choose their health care taken away from them. And like this gentleman said, he doesn't want his children denied that privilege. I don't want my children denied that privilege. And I don't want my fellow Americans, their children denied that privilege. And that's why I'm taking this time, standing out here on a Saturday when I could be out doing something else, and making this sacrifice because it's that important. All Americans should be here. Thank you very much. All right, so why are you here today?
I'm here to support against Obamacare, period.
And what is it about Obamacare that you don't like?
I don't trust him.
And do you think that the federal government is demonstrating a very fast and furious takeover of many, many different aspects of our lives?
I do believe that, and I think healthcare is just the beginning, and it scares the holy heck out of me what's going to go on down the pipeline.
And I'm assuming, obviously, you're a senior. As a senior, what is it about this healthcare plan that you think is detrimental to seniors?
I don't want the government telling me or any other citizen what they can or cannot do when it comes to health, period. That's a personal choice, not the government, period.
And who is it that called you today to tell you to be down here?
Nobody called me. I heard about it myself, and I decided to be down here before 9 a.m.
So no insurance companies called you?
Absolutely not.
And nobody,
on my own.
Nobody paid you to be here?
Absolutely not. And I'm here as a U.S. citizen supporting my government against Obamacare. Period.
And if there's one message that you could tell Harry Mitchell, what would it be?
You better pack your bags. You're going to be voted out of office real soon.
So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, "I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore!"
I'm mad as hell! I'm not gonna take it anymore! I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore!